When you usually hear about anime, these are the names that most likely will come up: One Piece, Bleach, Soul Eater, or even Jujutsu Kaisen. But when we're talking about the most popular anime, we usually talk about these two in particular: Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. And this has led to the fan bases of the respected series arguing about which one is better for the last few years now. And I feel like since this debate has been going on for years, I thought I'd be the one to finally put an end to it and put it to rest. To figure out which one of these animes are better between the two, we'll be splitting it into 3 sections: world building, character arcs, and villains. And we'll be using various things from each manga and anime to determine which anime is actually better, or just manga in general. So yeah, if you'd like to see more anime content just like this, then I'd appreciate it if you guys were to leave a like and subscribe. Whew, that sounded so long and took me a while. Alright, let's jump into it. So like I said, to make this clear, I'll be splitting this into multiple sections, and we'll be starting with the first section: world building. The world building in Dragon Ball is really immense, to say the least, and it introduces us to a lot of locations and dimensions. The story starts out in a really martial arts focused Earth, where we meet Goku, an innocent and powerful Saiyan child, and as the series progresses, we're introduced to the iconic Kame House, where Goku trains under Master Roshi. But the more further we go into the Dragon Ball verse, we learn about places like Korn's Tower, where the Senzu Beans are introduced, and Snake Way. For the people that don't know what Snake Way is, it's an endless path that leads to King Kai's planet. And I feel like in Dragon Ball, each new location offers unique challenges and encounters, keeping the sense of adventure alive throughout the whole series. Dragon Ball's world building also expands beyond Earth, taking us to other planets and realms. To be more specific, let me give an example. During the Saiyan Saga, we're introduced to planet Vegeta, the long-lost home of the Saiyan race, which would also add depths to Goku and Vegeta's backstories. Then later on, we get to learn about the planet Namek, a beautiful planet that's being attacked by Frieza, and this is where we get one of the most iconic moments in anime history, being able to witness Goku become a Super Saiyan. And as Dragon Ball keeps going on, we delve into the afterlife, where the Otherworld tournament and interactions with deceased characters open up new dimensions. Plus, we also get to explore the realm of the gods, including King Kai's planet, where we get introduced to our first powerful deity. And the introduction of divine beings like the Supreme Kai and the God of Destruction Beerus further expands just the scope of the series as a whole. Now let's go into Naruto's world building. Naruto is a world centered around the hidden villages of the ninja known as shinobi, each of them having their own distinct characteristics and traditions. The story of Naruto begins in just the Hidden Leaf village, and then from there we're introduced to other places like the Land of Fire, a nation filled with dense forests and pretty landscapes. The concept of chakra and ninja techniques play a really significant role in the world building of Naruto, and that leads to each village having its own unique jutsu styles and specializations. For example, the Hidden Mist village water style techniques, or you could talk about the Hidden Sand village's wind style techniques. This distinction I feel like adds depth to the world and makes it feel diverse in a way. So when Naruto and his friends go on missions, we're exposed to various regions and nations within the Naruto verse. For example, with the Land of Waves and the Land of Iron, each having their own political tensions and challenges. Also, just the concept of great ninja wars and the histories of different clans also show a backdrop that shapes present conflicts through history. We also get to explore other dimensions like the Tsukuyomi and more. I feel like when it comes to Dragon Ball and Naruto, they both do a good job in terms of world building by creating interesting and immersive verses. But I feel like if I had to choose one in this case, I'd have to say Dragon Ball, because of how it takes us on a great adventure through different planets, realms, and cosmic dimensions, which I feel like is used to show the growth of characters. But when it comes to villains, Naruto has a pretty big rogues gallery, if you want to call it that, and pretty remarkable collection of villains, each of them having their own depth, backstories, and motivations. A prime example of this in the series is with Madara Uchiha, a legendary shinobi who played one of the biggest, if not the biggest, role in shaping the history of the ninja world. Madara's long-term planning and manipulation behind the scenes, I feel like makes him a good villain in a way, making him very calculated. His ambition to create a new world of perfect peace adds depth to his character and makes him a really interesting villain. I mean, I don't know if you can for sure say this, but you can say something similar too with Itachi. Itachi is another complex antagonist throughout the show, and he's first shown as a villain who's responsible for the extinction of his clan. But when we get revealed to what Itachi's true intentions were, it shows the love that he has for his brother and the sacrifices that he made. You can also talk about the Akatsuki, a dangerous organization that comprises of a lot of rogue ninjas, including Itachi. And because of the different personalities between Akatsuki members, it makes their interaction with the protagonists really compelling. Then in Dragon Ball, villains often serve as formidable adversaries for the main characters, but they're usually shown to be antagonists who don't really have much exploration in terms of backgrounds or motivations, pretty much being the opposite of Naruto villains. For example, villains like Frieza, Cell, and Buu are iconic villains known for their power, but when it comes to their actual backstories, we don't really care about it too much. But there are a few outliers to this, where certain villains in Dragon Ball showcase more depth. For example, with Vegeta, who when he was first introduced, was introduced as a ruthless Saiyan prince bent on conquering Earth. Then he eventually undergoes a transformation and becomes a good guy in a way, and an ally to Goku and the Z Fighters. His journey from being an antagonist to a hero also adds depth to his character, making him one of the most beloved in the series. But I do think that when it's all said and done, when it comes to who consistently delivers good villains with intricate backstories and connections to the MC, it's Naruto. More specifically because of how well they're able to develop their villains like Madara Uchiha and the rest of the Akatsuki. I feel like the series goes deep into their backgrounds and motivations, and it creates a good experience for the audience. Now when it comes to character arcs, take Naruto for himself as an instance. He starts off as a loudmouth troublemaker, always pulling pranks and seeking attention, but as the show goes on, we get to see him grow, face challenges, and become a legit hero that everyone looks up to. And because of his change, you can't help but not root for Naruto as a character. Then there's Sasuke as well, Naruto's rival and friend. Sasuke has a big character arc, and he starts off all brooding and revenge driven, but when we slowly learn about his tragic past and why he's so messed up, watching him struggle between darkness and redemption is kind of like a roller coaster ride. And when it comes to Itachi, he's really complicated, but we already talked about it earlier. I feel like Dragon Ball also has some solid character growth too, like with Goku and Vegeta. But to be honest, their development is more about getting stronger and reaching new levels of power. It's cool, but it just doesn't hit you like how the Naruto arcs do. And let's not forget about the whole theme of friendship and never giving up in Naruto. That's like the heart and soul of the show. You see people in Naruto facing insane odds and just refusing to back down because they got each other's backs. It's all about believing in yourself and the people you know. So yeah, when it comes to character arcs as well, I feel like Naruto also takes this one. It's all about growth, redemption, and the power of friendship. And it hooks you from the get-go. Dragon Ball got its action and epic battle, but Naruto has the emotion and the feels, which I think is the reason it takes this category. And since we have our conclusion, Naruto better. Goodbye.